Hello everyone, I'd like to walk you through how to use GitHub Codespaces, as well as how we can use GitHub code features, so GitHub Autograding features to evaluate assignments. So when you open up the GitHub Codespaces, you're gonna see the README files for this assignment. And this README describes the content of this assignment, as well as what you need to do. So please read the README carefully. And for this assignment, we're gonna implement this file as well as this file. And then generate the figure. And then git commit push the edit. Okay, so let's open assignments/assignment.py. So if you look at the left side of the panel, you see a folder, assignments. Click it. You're gonna see the assignment.py underneath. So click the file and it will open up this file. And your task is to implement the Perceptron class. So scrolling down, we find the fit functions. And this is a function we're gonna implement. So let's put the code, okay. Now we have completed the assignment. Let's move on to the experiment.py. Okay, so most assignments come with two types of script. One is assignment.py. It is a script that's gonna be evaluated. And the score is given to this script. There is also a supplementary script that will run the code you implemented in assignment.py and then generate something like figures and data. For this assignment, this supplementary file is the experiment.py. You can run this script by moving to the folder that the experiment.py resides, and then run the experiment.py. Or you can use the VS Code's interactive mode. So you see here the run cell. By clicking it, you're gonna open a separate window, and then it shows something. So this something is an output of this chunk of code partitioned by the double %. So in the same way, we can run the individual cells and then run the script. And the nice things about this interactive mode is that you can see the figures, and then you can go back on the code to fix some of the problems, if any. So this provides you a more seamless experience of implementing the code and getting feedback from the code. Right? And you can click to execute individual cells. A more convenient way, which I like to use, is the Shift Enter, which is a very convenient shortcut that saves a lot of your time. Now we have implemented the assignments and experiment.py. The second step gonna be to register this edit to the Git history. And you can do this by git add and then the path to the edited files. Because now I'm in the assignment folder, I can just simply, let me edit a bit so that Git recognizes that the file is edited. And then I'm gonna just type git add and the file name. If you are in a different folder from the file you edited, you have to also specify the relative path to the file. So for this case, we have experiment.py, and it is under the assignments folder. So we have to type the assignments /experiment. Okay, so we can see the status of this Git, and it says that the 2 files are modified and they are ready to be committed. So commit is an area of leveling. So we're gonna level these edits by commit -m, and I completed the assignment. You can type anything you like. And then lastly, we're gonna push the edit to a GitHub. And this is basically an overview of how to submit an assignment. Once you submitted assignment, by the way, you can submit assignment as many as you want. And once you submit it, you might want to check out the score of your assignment. To see this, click the Actions tab on top. You're gonna see that GitHub runs a something. It is essentially building a virtual environment, then runs a test script to evaluate your edit. So if you pass all tests, you're gonna see the green mark like this, right? And you're gonna also see how many points you earn. Because I passed all the tests, I get the full mark. Okay. So these scores can be found on the Run Education Autograding at Mark V1 section. Okay. So this is one way to check your scores, and this is the scores that are gonna be eventually reflected on your grade. But this is a bit inconvenient because you have to go back and forth between GitHub page and GitHub Codespaces. So going back to the GitHub Codespace, I'd like to show you a more convenient way to check your code. So to check your code, type Python -m unit tests and then test.py, and it will run this test.py scripts, and this test.py is actually the test that's gonna be run on GitHub server. So you can see what type of test is gonna be run for your code. Okay. And it's just that we run this test.py script under our GitHub Codespaces, and you can quickly see whether your implementations pass the tests or not. Okay, so that's all. Bye-bye.